y'all, so I am back and this is going to be a video on this hair. This is actually a closure, so I do show you how to pluck it and how to make it look more like a frontal and everything like that. So let me just tell you where this hair is from. So it did come in this little box and bag and everything. These are actually bundles with a closure. Like I said, it is not a wig that is already made. So this is the box that the hair came in. It says Hairinbeauty and it says mink hair, premium hair. And then that's all that it says. And then I did get some lashes. I think there was one inside of this bag and then one inside of the box as well. They are the same. So let me just pull this up. The actual name of the company is Hairinbeauty. So the hair that I have is a 28, 28, 24 and a 20-inch closure, and this is the deep wave bundles. I believe it's Brazilian if I'm not mistaken. I will put all the info down below for you guys. But yeah, I only have 3 bundles and a closure. It was coming a little close. Like I was thinking I wasn't going to have enough hair, but it's definitely enough hair and it is very full. So you can get away with 3 bundles using a closure. So this is how it looks, and it will get even fuller as it dries completely, and you can kind of fluff it out a little bit more to make it even more full. So yeah, let's jump into the video. Okay, so I am going to show you how to pluck this closure wig. This is a standard sized closure. It's not a bigger one or anything like that. So it's just a regular small little closure. I think this is like a 4x4 or whatever. I can't even really remember what it's called. But what you want to do is you do want to pluck it just like you would do a frontal, so that it will give you a natural hairline appearance. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to part out a section of hair. I usually do like to do this on my mannequin, but I wanted to show y'all on my head. I don't know. I just feel like you'll probably be able to see better and grasp what I'm doing better. So once I do that, I am going to wet it a little bit. Not too much because I'm not trying to ruin my makeup and everything. So we have a little section pulled forward like this. You can clip the rest of the hair back or whatever if it's in the way. So that's what I'm gonna do. And once you have it sectioned off, you can go ahead and grab some tweezers. I usually like to use ones that are more slanted like this, but I've used other ones as well before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and start to pluck it. I have a mirror right here in front of me that I'm gonna be looking down into. So I'm just going to pluck it, and don't go too crazy because this is further back into the hairline. So I'm just wanting to kind of pluck this a little bit to make it fade gradually really nicely. So I just plucked out a little bit of hair. What you need is a small tooth comb to kind of comb that out and get the extra hair to come out. I'm gonna go in and pluck this a little bit. And you want to part off just a little bit of hair, not really too thick, depending on how plucked you want yours to be. So you can see how thin the hair is. I'm just going to pull that back. And then I'm going to go down this way, or you can pluck backwards, whichever way works best for you. Kind of like personal preference. I do both ways, but you know, it's up to you. So I'm just gonna go in here. Okay, because you know, you just want to try to get it as close to the lace as possible. And if you cut off any hairs, it's not that big of a deal, as long as you're not cutting all of them off. If you cut off a few, it's not that bad. We're going to apply the wig and place it where we want it to be and figure out how we want our part or whatever we want to do with this hair, so that we can put our closure where it needs to be. Because if you want to do a middle part, of course you want to line it up like in the center. If you want to do a side part, you have to move it over to the side and whatnot with a closure. So that's the only difference. You just kind of have to know what you're going for and then figure it out from there. So I think I'm doing a middle part because that's what I've been loving. And yeah, what we're going to do is we are going to make a middle parts, and I've already put my part in as you just saw. So I'm going to take my flyaway tamer. This is basically a wax stick. You can use any wax stick that you have or that you want to pick up. This one is from My First Wigs. So yeah, I'm just going to put some of this in the parting area so that I can get this nice and slicked and lay it down like so. And then I'm going to take my hot comb and just flatten this out. And I like the wax stick because it also gives it a little bit of a natural, pretty shine to it. Okay, and then also keep in mind this is a closure, like a regular standard size closure. So where the closure stops, you know, you will have tracks. So you want to leave some hair going back to cover that. So I'm going to take my hot comb and just flatten this section going down. With a closure wig, they always fit really snug for me, at least the way that I make it. So I don't even necessarily have to gel this down or anything. You can use a wig cap underneath or whatever if you prefer to. And I'm just pulling some hair out for my baby hairs. So if you can see now, whenever you pull this down, it definitely looks more like a frontal, but of course just shorter. And then you can also further blend it by pulling out some of your own baby hairs. Okay, so I have pulled out some of my own baby hairs, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut this part. Then of course you want to go in and trim them down using your eyebrow razor. Okay, so I'm going to take my spray and just kind of lay the lace down to make sure that it doesn't budge at all. But you really don't have to. You can do this as a glueless method if you prefer to do it that way. Oops. So I'm just using the blow dryer. I just did a voiceover because it was kind of like me not talking and stuff. So I am doing my baby hairs and laying them down and then putting some mousse after I put my powder on. Then of course tying the hair back down so it can stay in place. And now I'm wetting the hair down to define the curls. And this spray bottle is from Sally's, for everyone who always asks. So yeah. This is the completed look for the hair. I did decide to switch my baby hairs and put it like how I normally wear them, just because the other way it just wasn't doing it for me. So this is what I came up with. And also you can see that I do have my own natural baby hair out, just one little swoop. So it just makes it flow together. So if you want to pull it more back or like behind your ear, it will just look like, you know, a frontal in a way, you know. So yeah, that's the completed look on this hair. It's still a little bit damp. It's not completely dry, but yeah, the curl pattern on it is super curly and really pretty. Let me just show you. So this is how the hair looks. It falls pretty long, and the curl or wave pattern on it is really pretty.